Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is David Keys from Port Huron Northern High School, and we're just moments from tip-off of the big Port Huron Northern Port Huron High School basketball game. Tonight with us is George Polpa, the head basketball coach for the Big Reds girls basketball team and also the expert commentator for WHLS. George, how do you see the ball game tonight?
Well, on paper, I think you'd have to say Port Huron High is the definite favorite. I mean, with their record and everything. But this game brings the best out in both teams. As we saw the first time they met, a very close game right down to the last few minutes of the ball game. But Port Huron High, I think, would have to be the odds-on favorite going in.
Well, George, as you see it tonight, what do you think about the advantage for Port Huron High on the glass?
They're size-wise much bigger than Northern. They also are very quick. I think maybe a little bit quicker than Northern going to the basketball on the backboard. That will be an advantage. That will definitely be something that Northern has to take care of. They can't allow PH to dominate on the boards, and that's really what's been one of Port Huron's big pluses all year. The games they've struggled, they haven't rebounded well.
George, do you think that we can look for some zone defense tonight out of the Northern Huskies?
I don't know. Dan might fool us. We're getting a little competition from the band right now, but Dan might fool us. Last time he used the zone, he did go to some man-to-man. He likes to play the zones, that way he can force Port Huron High outside. That has been a bit of a weakness at times for Port Huron High with the outside shot. Now, in the last 2 or 3 ball games, it's been better for them. So it'll be interesting. If they do use the zone, it'll be interesting to see how Port Huron High does handle it, because that is something they've improved at.
Last comment, George. Ball game, how do you see it tonight?
Port Huron High should win the ball game, but they're on Port Huron Northern's court. There's a lot of people here yelling. Port Huron Northern, if they can control the tempo of the game and stay with Port Huron on the boards, can win this ball game tonight. Port Huron High has to come out and play their game, not get into the run and gun, one-man offense they use occasionally. I think that'll be a key to it. If they stay together, they should win the game.
Thank you, Coach, and we'll see everybody at tip-off.
PHS. Tonight we're at Port Huron Northern High School as the Huskies take on their crosstown rivals, the Big Reds from Port Huron High. This is Randy Fernandez, and along with David Keys, we'll bring you all the action of tonight's exciting contest. Well, David, last game of the year in the MAC Red Division before the districts next week at Lance Cruz North. I hate to say Northern comes in here as a spoiler, but that's exactly what the role they play tonight.
Well, absolutely, Randy. And if I'm the Northern Huskies, I'm looking at this game as a builder of momentum for the tournament. It's a big game for them from that aspect. As far as Port Huron High goes, they know they've wrapped up the MAC Red, but the last thing they want to do is stumble. So I see it this way, Randy. Port Huron High really doesn't have a lot to gain from this game, other than beating their cross-time rival, the Northern Huskies. However, on the other side of the coin, I think the Northern has everything to gain from winning this game. Nothing to lose. They might as well just go out and dive after every loose ball, 110% the whole game.
Well, again, Port Huron High needs to win tonight to clinch the MAC Red title outright. Their closest challenger, Utica Stevenson, 1 game behind, takes on Rollsville tonight. Port Huron High can do no worse than a share of the title, as you alluded to, David, but they want it, and they want it alone. Again, if you're Northern, again, a big upset would lead you into the tournament. And speaking of the tournament, David, I would suspect that these 2 teams will see each other again.
Randy, the only team that I see as a spoiler in the tournament would be Chippewa Valley. Chippewa Valley can play some good basketball from time to time. They can heat it up from outside, but really you're right. I think that Port Huron High and Port Huron Northern are the 2 teams to beat in that district.
Well, we'll allude to, give you the pairings of the tournament a little bit later in the program. It is Parents' Night tonight, I believe, David, and they're introducing they've just introduced the starting lineups. They're introducing the cheerleaders, and I don't know if we're going to see some parents here tonight. Again, Port Huron High coming in here 17-2 overall, 12-1 in the MAC Red Division, again leading Utica Stevenson by 1 full game. Port Huron Northern, if they win tonight, will come away with a 500 record, 10-10.
Randy, actually, I think we're going to be fortunate so we don't have to talk for 20 minutes straight during Parents' Night. I think that they're just going to be introducing all the players from each team, so that's probably going to save us. Randy, looking at tonight's ball game, I think that the big key to it, as George Polpa alluded to earlier in our show, is whether or not Northern can control Port Huron High down low. And it's going to be very interesting to see if Dan Hatton, the coach of the Huskies, ends up going to a zone defense to try to combat the huge size advantage that High has down low.
Well, you mentioned that zone defense. Utica Stevenson did that against Port Huron High and came away with a victory. I got to believe Dan's got to go zone tonight to cut off the inside game of Port Huron High. Another factor tonight, Marshawn Trice, who did a phenomenal job on Troy Snyder defensively in the first game at Port Huron High, is out with a double ankle injury. And again, it's going to be interesting to see if Troy has a little bit more freedom tonight. Again, from the first game, what I remember for Northern, David, was the superb play of two people off the bench. Specifically, Mark Schock and Ben Papinaw, I believe, had the games of the year so far for them. It'll be interesting to see when and if they play, what they will be able to contribute for Coach Dan. And I see Ben is going to start tonight. Our referees for tonight's contest are Mr. Mark Richer and Steve Swalik. Again, this is Channel 6 EPHS just underway. Port Huron High at Port Huron Northern, and the opening tap goes to the Huskies and Brian Beckham.
Randy, Port Huron High, typical defense right here, straight man-to-man. Nice dish by Schneider, couldn't be handled by Dunkel.
A nice penetration by Troy. Again, going to be an easy bucket for John, but it went off his hands. Port Huron Northern starts out with Ben Papinaw, Troy Snyder at the guards, Chris Smith, Brian Beckham, and John Dunkel. For Coach Early, Tony Miller with the ball, Van Williams, his brother Carl Williams. Ruckman gets a start tonight, and also number 22, Kevin Lanchute.
Randy, 2-1-2, zone defense by Northern, just what we thought they'd do. Come out in the zone, make High beat them from outside.
Well, we see Bruckman taking that first shot in the last game Channel 6 did last week. Bruckman, phenomenal, 18 points. Streaky player, but I tell you, when he gets it going, he can light it up.
Well, Bruckman's only a junior. He'll have another year of eligibility. Still a good player. And, Randy, those are the things you just don't like to see out of Northern early. That's two drop passes. Geez, they come out of the locker room and drop two. You just have to have your mind on the game coming out.
Earlier tonight, the Port Huron High JV team, under the direction of Mark Dickinson and George Moger, defeated Port Huron Northern's Craig Delkey's team by a score of 62-54.
Northern really packing it in down low. It's over and back. Good call by the referee.
Credit the defense to Papinaw.
So far, Randy, both teams definitely feeling each other out. Both teams very cold. We haven't seen really one good offensive opportunity yet.
Well, there's only been one shot in the contest. That was by Bruckman, almost an air ball. And again, we played a minute and a half. Papinaw, first shot by Northern off the mark, out of bounds, controlled by Tony Miller.
Nice shot by Miller. Good outlet pass. Oh, nice pass by Bruckman.
The bunny, 2-0 Port Huron High.
Great pass by Bruckman.
Good hands also by Carl Williams on that play.
Very much so.
We've got our first foul of the ball game, and it is on Tony Miller, number 30, the co-captain of the Big Reds.
Jim Early's got to hate to see Tony Miller pick up a foul like that.
Chris Smith, nice reverse layup, can't get it to go off the hands, I believe, of Beckham. It is out of bounds, PH. Well, good to see a packed house, as it always is, David, for Port Huron High, Port Huron Northern. I was talking to Larry Manns, athletic director for the area, or so-called retired athletic director, although he has his hands in a lot of things, and it's great for the community that he still does, as Lanchute hits a three.
Huge!
And Mr. Manns was saying, isn't it too bad that it isn't like this exciting and this big of a crowd at every game as it should be for the area?
Yeah, I agree 100%, Randy. That's a huge shot by Lanchute, and a great play by Dunkel. Boy, nice hang. Gets the ball to fall, draws the foul.
The foul is on Lanchute, his first, team second. 5-2 Port Huron High. Conley roll, cuts it to 2.
I tell you, Dunkel's just impressed me all season, Randy. Very, very good player. They're fortunate that they'll have him for another season.
Landshoe hit the three earlier, fails it. This was too strong. Big rebound
Nice
by Bryan, but he
rebound.
throws it away.
Boy, I tell you what, Randy, that'll bring him out of his zone quickly if they hit the three-pointer all evening.
Well, they credit that just as a two, as his foot was on the line. First basket for Bruckman. The Snyder tries to force it up, too strong. Smith underneath.
Nobody there for the rebound that time for Northern.
Oh,
3
Porter high.
big Reds underneath. Oh, nice dish by Miller.
Williams short on it, though.
Looked like Williams got hacked, but no call by the referee. Oh, Bruckman, nice steal again.
Carl Williams, his second
Oh,
shot of
my.
the night. Too strong rebound, Papinoff.
Big
Little run
Carl
and gun.
putting it up from 15.
Not the shot only Coach Jim Early wanted. Another turnover.
This will be Bruckman coast to go. Oh, nice dish.
And Beckham thought he got all ball, but they're going to call Bryan his first, team first, 7-3 high with 4:28 to go in the first quarter.
Well, right now, Port Huron High is definitely in its game. They're in a little bit of an up-tempo game here, but using its size effectively. And most importantly for Coach Jim Early, Randy, they're making their three-point shots. They're hitting the outside shot, and if they do that, I don't think there are many teams in the state who could beat them.
Number 54, Big Daddy Bill Nessel, as John Brown calls him. Checks in the lineup, as well as Brady Nelson for Northern.
Bruckman scores another bucket. Randy, super impressed with his level of play.
Williams over the back, Carl, his first. Over the back of Nessel that time. Nessel, who's going on a football scholarship to Saginaw Valley. And they need Nessel to throw his weight around and bang into Carl Williams a little bit. He's got the bulk on him.
Nice pick that time by Nessel.
Nelson on the travel. Brady coming in here a little under the weather with the flu, according to Coach Hanton. That's why Brady didn't start the game.
Nessel laid a huge pick that time on Bruckman, stood him straight up. That's a nice entry pass.
What do you think of that matchup defensively, Snyder on Tony Miller?
Well, Snyder's such a great athlete that I think he can hang with Tony Miller. Most of the time, when you get that type of size disparity, you'd say post up Tony Miller. But I think that Troy Schneider is such a good athlete that probably wouldn't be any more effective than just having Miller control the ball outside. Plus, Miller's your point guard. You got to have him take the ball outside.
The thing I worry about with Snyder guarding Miller is that he might use up so much defensively energy that they really need him offensively also for the full game.
See, Schneider won't. Oh, that's a nice
move.
Huge move.
Man, I wish we had the replay of that. That was fantastic.
That was unbelievable. That really got the crowd rocking on the Big Red side.
Dunkel on that.
I tell you, Randy, Dunkel's been just absolutely huge in this game so far by the fact that on 2 huge buckets, he's responded with the 3-pointer and then with the 2-pointer.
He has all 5 Northern points. $11 for High, 5 for John Dunkel. Beckham tries way outside, air ball. Nelson tries to save. 3 on 2.
Nice dish. Good defense by Beckham. Nice job by Beckham that time.
Miller goes around Snyder, lays it up and good. And I think Troy Snyder's tired, David.
I don't know if I've ever seen Troy Schneider really tired, but he certainly is having to work a lot.
With 2:12 to go, Coach Hanton has seen enough. Calls timeout. 13, Port Huron High, 5, Port Huron Northern.
Well, Randy, it's critical that Northern score on its next possession or come up with a big defensive stop because they can't let this game get out of control early. This is certainly the type of ball game that if High gets up by 10 or 15 and by halftime, you can almost kiss this baby goodbye. Most recently, Northern suffered a big 30-point defeat to Roseville. The Panthers getting their first win in the MAC Red Conference over the Huskies, first win in 5 years over them, and they buried them early, and that was the big difference. And although the Huskies clawed back to some extent, they couldn't overcome the big deficit. Coach Dan Hanton can't let that happen this evening.
Well, again, a lot of time to go, full 3 quarters left, plus some here in the first. But you're right, David. Again, you don't want to play catch-up all game. And again, the only offense you've got from Northern so far is by number 32, John Dunkel.
Well, you've got to find some way to get Troy Schneider into this game offensively because Schneider's 2 shots have been from outside, and they've been very difficult shots. You can't expect Troy to knock him down.
Well, I know Nelson's a shooter. To me, I'd try Mark Schock off the bench. He hit some big 3-pointers the first time. Let him get a roll in there. Again, you got to have more offense than 1 or 2 guys. 3 for Miller, going to be well short.
See, though, Coach Jim Early doesn't mind that, Randy, because he knows if his players put the ball up, that they've got a good chance of coming down with the rebound with their awesome size. Oh, a nice bucket.
On a runner.
Beautiful shot.
Josh Rawlings is also checked in as Van Williams tries to go through, blocked by Dunkel. 3-on-2 Northern. Dunkel and Nelson fill the lanes, but Snyder pulls up short. Now we got a breakaway. Snyder the other one back, but he's got enough speed to stop him. But he lets him go by instead of drawing the foul. Now that time, David, I think I would have took the foul.
Yeah, but Schneider's one guy I don't want in foul trouble if I'm Dan Hanton. So I know he hasn't picked one up yet, but still, I guess I don't really mind that play.
Big swing though, 3-on-2 with Snyder on the rebound.
Big steal by Port Huron High.
High
just right by him.
But a travel call on Miller. Interesting, David. The first substitution for Coach Early is number 12, the freshman, Jeremy Rogan.
Holy cow.
Guy likes to shoot the threes, David. Look for him to spot up.
Tell you, Randy, he's not built like your typical freshman out there, though. I'll tell you that. He's got the body of a senior.
Lit it up in the intermediate schools. They were glad to get rid of him. Big shoes to fill, though, tonight in place of Marshawn Trice. You know, David, that's twice that a Northern guard has penetrated dish off underneath to a Northern forward and it's gone off their hands. Papinoff too strong. Big rebound by Landshut.
Huge rebound by Landshut.
Oh, can't leave the freshman open. Too strong, though. Rebound Dunkel.
Oh, Bruckman may have just got by with one there, and Schneider steals right back.
Snyder, NBA three-pointer.
Bam!
In and out and in. Big basket with under 10 seconds to play to cut the deficit to 5. Last shot by Northern's going to be Miller. It's going to take it. Counts if it goes, but it's short. And after 8 minutes of action at Port Huron Northern, our score, Port Huron High 15, Port Huron Northern 10.
Randy, I can't stress how big that bucket was by Troy Schneider. Rather than being down by 8 points at the end of the first quarter, instead they're only down 5 after really not playing very good basketball. That is not the typical Port Huron Northern style of play. So I think Coach Dan Hanton certainly has to be happy with the outcome.
Oh, all the news media is here tonight. WHLS 1450, 1380 WPHN, Channel 6. Again, the last regular season game in the MAC Red Division for both of these teams. Next week, the districts will be held at Landskreuz North. We'll give you those pairings during the next time out.
Randy, if I'm not incorrect, aren't the regionals at Port Huron High this year? I may be wrong with that, but...
I'll have to get a hold of at halftime athletic director Ken Semmelsberger to find out. I'm not sure of that, David, or not. We'll have to have our spotter try to find that out for us. Again, 15-10, High leads after their 1 quarter of action. Jim Early sends out Rogan, number 40, Doug Howard, who just checks in. Bruckman, Carl Williams, and Lanchute gives Tony Miller a rest. Dunkel, Snyder, Chris Smith.
Oh, nice give and go. Great give and go by Rogan and the big man, Carl Williams.
Interesting to see Tony Miller getting a seat. Normally he plays the full 32 minutes.
Yeah, Tony Miller, though, I saw Randy down on the baseline, stretching his ankle out. I think on that traveling call, down on the baseline, that he may have twisted his ankle or hyperextended it, one or the other. Oh, nice pass. This kid's a freshman?
Big bull move underneath by Carl Williams. I tell you, he brought it up amongst the trees. 3 Port Huron Northern defenders.
Pretty play, but Jeremy Rogan, you gotta be kidding me. I don't believe this kid's a freshman.
Check the transcripts.
Check the transcripts is right. He's made 2 big-time passes.
Beckham free throw line extended, too strong. Rebound, Howard.
That's okay though, Randy. That's Beckham's shot. He's got to take that because he's got a nice shot from 12 to 14 feet.
Bryan, who was ineffective the first time he's met, a leaner by Bruckman, I'll tell you. That's big because whether you use him as a starter, normally Jamie comes in as the 6th man, and that's what you want from a 6th man as a shooter, and he can light it up.
I tell you, Bruckman, that's just too easy for him though, Randy. He can nail that all night.
3-point set shot, won't go for Snyder, rebound Carl Williams. Bruckman 1-on-2, lays it up too strong, but nobody underneath except Kevin Lanchute. And Port Huron High has run off a 7-0 run here to start the second quarter.
Good call by the referee, bodied up that time.
I think the foul's going to be on Bruckman, team 4th. Number 22, Damian Powell checks in, and number 20, Mark Schock.
Well, the 2 juniors really have to give their team a spark right now because they've slid to a 13-point deficit. As I said earlier, Randy, just can't let it get much further. Schneider's doing all he can to keep his team in the ball game.
Nobody cutting to the basket. Right in the hands of Rogan. Bad pass by Beckham.
Almost a nice pass.
Freshman mistake. And good move that time by Bryan. Went down hard, but he gets up. And that gets the Northern contingent behind us up off their feet on that big basket by Bryan Beckham. Tony Miller checks back in after a brief rest, and Van Williams checks in.
This will be an interesting lineup with Rogan and Miller working together, Randy.
Van Williams, who hasn't scored tonight. Nine-point lead, largest of the night for Port Huron High.
Oh, nice pick by Lanchute, and great pass.
Off Miller, I believe.
Great pass by Miller that time to Lanchute.
When you see a nice play like that, you need to cap it off, though.
Boy, you really do. Hate to see those ones be wasted. Good dish by Schneider. I tell you, in the 4 years we've done this, Randy, I don't know if I've seen a better passer than Troy Schneider. He just is the assist man.
Miller goes around Snyder, though. Made it look easy. It just seems like Troy doesn't want to pick up the foul.
Yeah, Randy, but he's got to get some defensive help there, too. I mean, Miller was allowed to drive from the wing to the bucket, basically uncontested.
Damian Powell, too strong. Underneath Smith. Out of bounds, Northern. And Port Huron High with a victory tonight will win the MAC Red Division outright.
And Randy, they certainly are playing like they want to win that title outright too. There has just been a lot of fire in their eyes so far in this ball game.
And we get a feel for Mashawn Trice, who normally would be playing most of the minutes tonight. Just got to watch, and I hope hopefully his ankle
great
injury
steal! Oh, that was beautiful that time by Schneider.
You got to know where he is all the time on the court.
Williams got loose with the ball. Swiped by Schneider, who draws the foul. That's sweet.
Troy's first trip to the free throw line tonight, trying to cut into an 11-point deficit. No box out that time by the Big Reds. Led to a 3-point play, the basket and the free throw. A little lackadaisical underneath the glass.
Absolutely, back to an 8-point lead.
Nice pick by Van Williams to set Miller free. Beautiful play.
They just destroyed Schneider on that pick, Randy. Nobody helped Schneider out.
Got to give him some help. Schneider trying to do it all. Good call, offensive foul.
Give a lot of credit to Carl Williams to stay in there and take the hard hit.
Returning to the Big Red lineup.
Lanshu checks in for 40. Howard.
I'll tell you right now on the floor for the Big Reds is a solid lineup.
Big lineup, too.
Big
David.
lineup. But Bruckman's able to play the 2 position very well, Randy.
Miller just inside the three-point
Ooh,
line. Won't
my.
get it to go.
Oh, nice play by Beckham. Big, huge.
It's a nice way to get out on a break. Miller comes back coast to coast. High glasser.
Well, I tell you, this game is starting to move now.
Smith the other way. I think this plays the highest advantage myself, but Northern getting some easy baskets.
I tell you, Brian Beckham gets the team fired up with a big jam.
Miller looking for that pick. Bruckman squares up, going to be short.
Yeah, tough shot, Randy.
Nice rebound by Snyder, 3-on-1. Oh, not a good judgment call that time. You don't see too many senior mistakes by Troy, but not a good judgment call that time. Tapping on for Shock. And Jim Early with 3:04 says, let's take a timeout with the score. 29-21, Port Huron High. Well, David, we've alluded to it twice so far. Fill us in on the Class A pairings at Lions Cruise North starting Monday night.
Randy, the lead game Monday night, and actually the only game, Lance Cruz North taking on Port Huron Northern. I think that Northern has to go in as a favorite in that game. Lance Cruz North, though, not a bad team really this season. On Wednesday night, 2 nights later, it's a doubleheader with Anchor Bay taking on Chippewa Valley and Port Huron High either taking on Lance Cruz North or Port Huron Northern. And then on Friday, the final game in the district, Friday, 7 p.m., it'll be the winners out of the earlier bracket.
But David, again, it does look like a rematch. We hope it's a rematch anyway for High and Northern. It's a shame they won't meet in the finals, but hopefully in the semifinals. But how about the Marlette Red Raiders? Where do they wind up?
Tough, Randy. They are at Sandusky, at the big Sandusky Dome, at the Redskin Dome.
Have you seen that place, David? I
It's
hear
huge.
it's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
For a high school gymnasium. Great job there in Sandusky.
Cass City, state-ranked. Reese, state-ranked in the districts. But fortunately for the Big Red Raiders, they pulled the pull with Deckerville, and if they win that, Mayville. So they could end up in the finals if they can get by the Eagles.
Give it up to Beckham. Going to be his 3rd jam of the night.
Beckham has brought this place down, Randy.
Now those are high percentage shots. Brian has 6 points, all 3 on jams.
And, I
Got
thought he
away
was
with
going
a
to
foul. Definitely got away with a foul. Oh, lucky call that time. He bumped him. Rogan's going to check in for Bruckman. That's a bad thing. Bruckman's a shooter, not used to handling the ball that time, and he's been stripped away a couple times.
Well, this is a real opportunity for Northern, who's awakened by Brian Beckham. Both Troy Schneider and Brian Beckham playing tough games. Now, this is the lineup I want to see on the floor for Northern. I think that this is their best combination.
Northern trailed by 5.5, they're down by 6.
Oh, nice pass.
Nice catch in the
Beautiful.
basket by Carl Williams. But what a catch by Lanshu. Well, David, with 2 minutes to go here, I'm going to turn the mic over to you as I head downstairs. We're going to be interviewing Coach Daryl McCarroll, the hockey coach of Port Huron Northern, and Libby Wallen on the volleyball team. The districts are here tomorrow at Port Huron Northern.
Big three-pointer that time by Schneider, making it a 31-26 game with 1:40 left in the second. Rogan controls, nice dish to Miller, up and good, 33-26, Port Huron High. Schneider top side for Northern. Dribbles right. Brings the ball back out. Miller playing nice defense. Nice pass to Dunkel. Moves left, up with the left hand, not there. Rebound Carl Williams, Port Huron High ball. 1:12 left in the second quarter. Rogan controls for Port Huron High, top side. Over to Miller, who penetrates. Drives right baseline up. Short, rebound Carl Williams, up. Blocked by Smith. Beckham was away too. Nice save. Ball game out of control. Papanoff letting him play. Definitely letting him play. Papanoff just hammered to the floor. No call by the referee. The referees are going to let him go. Papanoff a trigger for the Huskies. Knocked away by Rogan. 41 seconds left in the second quarter. 33-26 Big Reds. This has been a somewhat out of control second quarter. Schneider for three, up, long, off of Rogan's legs. It will be Northern basketball. Papanoff to Schneider. He'll direct the offense for the Huskies. Dunkel from 15, just a bit long. Rogan brings it up court for Big Reds. Loses the ball. Walked with it. Freshman mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Rogan needs to settle down. Emig back out to Schneider. Schneider looks to be taking the last shot for the Huskies. Setting it up. Probably go with 8 seconds left. 10 left. Now 8. Here go the Huskies. Schneider gets the ball left side. Gonna take Miller. Gets a nice pick. Up with a circus shot. Not there. Rebound. And that's the end of the second quarter with the score 33 for the Big Reds, 26 Northern. And now we're going to turn things over to Randy Fernandez for our halftime interviews.
Well, we're at halftime of the Port Huron Northern Port Huron High game with our score, Port Huron High 33, Port Huron Northern 26. To my right is the coach of the Northern men's hockey team, Coach Daryl McCarroll. Daryl, thank you for being with us at halftime.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Daryl, from reading our local newspaper, the Times-Herald, you won a big game the other night against Clio in the districts, and talk a little bit about that game, and how about Flint Kersley coming up there? You play tomorrow night down at the Flint IMA.
The Clio game, we started out a little bit slow. It was 2-2 at one time. I thought we were the better team, and it just took to get the rubbery legs out of the way, and just to play the game. And that's exactly what we did later in the first and second period, and we ended up winning 12-2.
What about this Flint Kersley team tomorrow? Have you played them this year at all?
No, we haven't played them in 2 or 3 years, and they're a fast-skating team. We watched the game after ours last night, and they are a fast-skating team. I think that if we lay the body on them, there's a good opportunity that we could come out victors.
Who are some of the, let's say, star players on your team? I know it's a team sport, whatever, but name a couple.
Our impact players, our Danny Kuhn has really stepped up as our goaltender this year. He played behind Mike Lashbrook last year, and Danny's just done an outstanding job. Brian Murphy, who's plays for us, this is his 4th year and a captain of our team for the last couple of years, has been our top scorer the last 2 years, and he's also an impact player, and he can take over a game at any one time. And then you have a Matt Warren and a Don Trustad that any given night can win a game for themselves.
You mentioned Brian Murphy now. I know Brian's a multi-purpose star. I think he plays baseball, football. He's got a scholarship, doesn't he?
Yeah, he signed with Michigan State for baseball. He could likely go in hockey or football, but I mean, baseball seemed to be the one that offered him, and it seemed interested to him, so he took advantage of it.
Well, he turned down my alma mater, U of M, so I got to call Bill Freehand on that. I wish he would have went to U of M a little bit too late. After the districts, let's get by Kearsley. Where do we go from there?
We'll play the winner of Midland and Marquette, and that's a very tough regional that's coming over, and that'll be Wednesday night at 7:30 at the Flint IMA.
So if we get by Kearsley, then we've got the Midland Marquette winner. Are we down to the Final Four, so to speak?
That would be it, yes. We're in the Sweet 16 now, and after Saturday night it'll be Final 8, and then the next Friday and Saturday will be the Final Four in Flint.
Since you've been running the program, how close have you got to that elite Final Four?
We've been to the Final Four once, and we've been to the Final 8 once in 6 years. So, and we plan on going back this year.
Well, good luck to you. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Okay, again, we're at halftime. We'd like to interview right now. Tomorrow at Port Huron Northern, they will be hosting the district women's volleyball. And to my right is Libby Wallen. Libby, tell us a little bit about the districts tomorrow and who does Northern face?
Our first match tomorrow is against Chippewa Valley, and they're usually pretty tough. They, have Van Gorp, she's big, but usually we have our strategies against her, hitting down line and roll shots and stuff. They're kind of weak in the middle, so we plan on, I don't know.
You've played Chippewa Valley once or twice this year, haven't you? How successful have you been?
Both matches we've played against them, we've beat them. They're always tough though. They're one of our biggest competitions besides Marysville. So we hope to keep our strategy up and hit down line, find their weaknesses.
So what position do you play on the volleyball team, Libby?
On the back row I play middle back, and in front row I play outside hitter.
Now Coach Ron Davey has run a real successful program here in Northern, year in and year out. They make it to the Final Four, so to speak. In fact, I think they were runner-ups, weren't they? State champs last year?
We were in regionals as far as we got last year, but this year we hope to go to states. I don't know.
Who are some of the players that start for your team?
We have Brenda O'Malley. She's probably our strongest player. She and Hillary Hoxie. Kim Smith is a big force in the middle. And Lori Westbrook and Jenny Beauchamp and I usually start. So.
Now some of the names that you mentioned, even besides your own, seems like there's a lot of underclassmen on the team.
Yeah, we start at 4 sophomores, and we have a senior and a junior out there. So, we work hard. We all play in a program besides school, so we all work really hard to get our position. So,
Now, is it true that Northern did win the MAC Red Division this year in volleyball?
We were undefeated this year, yeah.
A lot of pressure to come to the districts, but good luck and thanks for joining us. Again, we're at halftime between Port Huron Northern and Port Huron High with our score, Port Huron High 33, Port Huron Northern 26. Stay with us for second half action.
Tonight, Dolores had a few drinks, did some crack, and ended up another tragic story. Only she doesn't know it yet. Drugs make you forget. And if you forget how risky sex can be, you could catch the AIDS virus and not know it for months, even years. AIDS, another way drugs can kill.
Yeah, it'll sure give people a whole new outlook on what it's like when you don't wear a safety belt.
I think they'll get the picture.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.